The Korean capital, Seoul, is currently hosting the General Assembly of the Association of National Olympic Committees. It's an annual event that brings together the Olympic committees of all the countries taking part in the Olympic movement. In his keynote address to the participants today, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol stressed the importance of the spirit of freedom and solidarity in sports. Our Han Seong-woo has more.
The Olympic organizations of 204 countries, including 17 taking part online, met in Seoul on Wednesday at the COEX Convention Center for this year's General Assembly of the Association of National Olympic Committees. Joining them were some 800 key figures in the world of sport. In his keynote address, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol spoke about the spirit of freedom and solidarity, which has been a recurring theme in many of his speeches, especially those given to international audiences.
대한민국 정부가 추구하는 자유와 연대의 정신이 올림픽의 정신과 결코 다르지 않다고 생각합니다. 스포츠 분야 전반에 자유와 연대의 정신이 녹아들 수 있도록 최선을 다하는 것은 물론 스포츠를 통해 국제사회에 기여할 수 있도록 할 것입니다.
He also urged the world to come together in the Olympic spirit to overcome the wide range of challenges facing the international community, including the pandemic and climate change. The president of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach, in his opening remarks, said he was pleased to have the assembly held in what he called the Great Olympic City of Seoul, and said President Yoon is a true friend and supporter of sport and the Olympic movement.
He's a man who is sharing and appreciating the values of sport and who is sharing and supporting the contribution of sport to a healthy society.
Having hosted the ANOC General Assembly back in 1986 and in 2006, Seoul is now the only city to have held the event more than twice. Through this Friday, the Assembly will be discussing preparations for the Paris Summer Olympics in 2024 and the Milano Cortina Winter Olympics in 2026. The mayor of Seoul, meanwhile, is heading to Switzerland next week to explain to officials there that the city would like to host the Summer Games in 2036, which will be almost half a century since it hosted them in 1988. But in the more immediate future, South Korea is preparing to host the 2024 Winter Youth Olympics in Gangwon-do Province. Han Seong-woo, Arirang News.